welcome back to my channel. I do apologize for being missing, but I've just been working on myself. I've had some medical, very minor things I've been taking care of, and also working on self-growth. So I just want to share a message that I've been wanting to share for probably a month or more when this idea came to me, and it's what I feel like determines how much money we make, okay? It's the main thing. And the reason why, before I tell you what that thing is, I really want to preface with that I like this job so much more than any minimum wage job out there or any entry-level job. Just because I feel like your earnings are to a limit, okay? You can't make more than X, okay? For example, at many jobs that I've had, there have been times that you can't get overtime. They just say you cannot have overtime. Anybody that gets any overtime this week or this pay period will get a warning, things like that. We're told those things in my jobs. I'm not sure about your jobs, but in my jobs as hourly employee, things like that, especially at jobs where you're pushed to maximum time and efficiency is a concern, and productivity, making sure that the jobs get done and things like that. So depending on what's going on, right, with the company and with the industry and such. So there's a cap to your earnings with normal jobs, in my opinion. And so that's why I really like this job. I understand many people feel like we should get paid more, and I'm not disagreeing at all, but I do think pushing for those extra concerns to be put on as if we're put into an employee status where things like that, I think it will hurt us more, because I feel like as drivers, we have a lot of power right now. We have so much power, and I think all the strikes and stuff, they might benefit, but they're probably going to take away our power, and that's usually what happens, in my opinion. Whenever you add some controlling things onto systems, whether it is a country or whether it is a company, power goes out the window. That's why these other companies that I've worked for, they are the ones that determine what labor costs will be, okay? So I understand the concerns with Uber and other technology companies that have these gig economy apps. I understand that, but what I want to convey to you is that you have power to make more money. Whether we get boosts, whether we get quests. I'm in the DFW area, and currently nobody's getting boosts or quests at this time. There are hundreds of drivers, if not over 1,000 or more, probably thousands of drivers, because we have such a high population, and we have two cities here. We have Dallas and we have Fort Worth, and then we have all the suburbs, and then outside of that we have the smaller cities that aren't suburbs, and those people drive in because of the demand, and they make more money in our cities than in their cities. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you have all the power in you right now to make the amount of money that you need to make. Okay? I'm telling you right now. And the thing that you need to tweak is your attitude. It's your attitude. It can be hard if this is the very first time that you're hearing that. It can be very difficult because you're running on your ego. You're running on this idea that you're correct. You're running on the idea that you need a lot of validation. And you run on the idea of high expectations. When you have those things, your ego is going to be running your life. And it's very important. I'm really big on awareness, self-improvement, self-help. And my background has led me into this kind of course of action in life. I cannot, it's just the way that the world responds to me and the way that I behave and personality and such. So I have been forced basically to look at myself and to see what I need to improve. And the reason why I want to share this is because I have now been doing UberEats for over a year. Last month was my anniversary month. So I just think it's really important that if you feel like you're struggling with your earnings and you are feeling like the restaurants are difficult, the customers are difficult, you have high expectations and you're complaining that there's no boost, or you're missing your quest and you feel like you need those things to make the amount of money that you need, you first should check your attitude. That's just what I would recommend. I don't know you, but this is from my own experience. So I have focused a lot on myself and how I enter every interaction when I'm working, and noticing where my mood or my energy is, or all of that, right? And we all go through ups and downs when we work. And I know this because I'm in Facebook groups. And if you're the kind of person who holds on to one encounter, it could be more, but even just one encounter during your day of working Uber Eats or Uber or any of the other gig economy, and you hold on to it, and it will affect every trip that you have after that delivery as well as that delivery. And then you're going to come home and you're going to get on your keyboard and be a keyboard warrior and share that experience because you need validation and justification for the way that you handled it, and meaning that you should have gotten more tips. Do you see the logic? I don't understand another reason that somebody would share those little experiences online to a group of other people who do this as well. And then expect validation. And if they get any blowback, any criticism, they put their hands up and say, I'm a victim. I'm not the problem. Why is everybody picking on me? You're bringing it onto yourself because of your attitude. And I also want to say, if you don't understand, that's fine. If you don't agree, that's fine. Because not everybody will be able to get this message. Not everybody is going to be able to sit there and check their own ego and say, what could I have done better? Not everyone can do that. And so for anyone out there that is open-minded and really can struggle with the fact that they themselves could be hurting their own earning potential, you're going to maximize your earnings after this. If you sit down and you do some work on yourself, if you sit down and you question, what could I have done better? When we get those thumbs downs, when people thumbs down us and they choose, and some people are going to be very petty, and some people are just going to be disgruntled customers or disgruntled employees at restaurants and things like that. This is a common knowledge thing. Everybody knows this happens. So I almost find it curious why everyone freaks out. Why is this person thumbsing me down? And they're on social media. You carried that all the way from that trip, all the way home. Then you made a post on it and put it online. What about that says that you don't have an ego? What about that says you don't need to check your attitude? What about that says that you actually harmed yourself because you carried that grudge with you to every restaurant and every other customer after that trip, and you're wondering why you didn't get as many tips? There are some people who will tip no matter what. They might tip you $2, like minimum $2. If you're like a happy-go-lucky person, you can always tell if people really enjoy their job. People who automatically tip, when they see a person who, I feel like people who automatically tip on like service, right? And then there are people who don't tip because they're either like cheap, like they don't think they need to, or like they don't understand like the business, like they don't understand the industry, or service tip, but they're like either you get $2 or you get nothing because of the way that you behave. But the people who tip like at $2 or even $1 minimum, no matter what, right? They're going to tip you no matter what. If you had a better attitude when you had delivered the food, and I'm not saying be overly nice or anything, I'm just saying, be courteous and treat them like a human being. That's it. I don't like go overly nice with people because I'm trying to get in and out, okay? In and out. These people don't know me. They don't really want to have these weird small talk conversations. I give them the order. I wish them a happy night. If they say a little thing, if I'm in a good mood, hence checking your attitude, I'm going to respond in a way that's going to let them know that I'm having a great time and I love meeting people, okay? So you have to know how to respond in those situations, but the best way to know how to respond in those situations is if you're checking your attitude and taking care of yourself. And if you're not doing those things, there's no way that you're going to enjoy doing this. And your attitude is going to show that. So the people who always tip, they're going to just throw you a couple bucks because, that's what they do. Or even $5. They might even tip you $5 because that's what they do. They make plenty of money and they understand that you're driving your car. So they're going to tip you $5. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you had a better attitude, they would have tipped you more. And all those other people who didn't tip you, they definitely would have tipped you those $2 or more because you would have had a better attitude. So that's just my message. I want to and I want to say that I got this from experience. This is my personal experience because I have been working on myself so much with my medical, figuring out that I need to sleep better, I need to eat healthier, I need to exercise, I need to stretch, I need to do all of these things to make sure that my life is well balanced. And when my life is well balanced, I'm enjoying my work a lot more than before. And I'm getting many more tips. And it's really equaling any of those boosts or those quests or even outpacing them, on really good days. And like anybody knows, you're going to have those good days and you're going to have those bad days, and you're going to have people who just won't tip you no matter what, and you're going to have those people that tip you no matter what. So it's all about keeping the control with yourself. And in order to have control over how much money you make, you have to be able to control yourself. So I have to control me. I cannot control a customer getting upset. I can't control a restaurant employee getting really shorthanded. I can only control me. So I have to figure out how I'm going to handle all of these situations in the most professional manner so that it maximizes my bottom line. And my bottom line is my goal, and my goal is money. That's it. There are plenty of drivers out on the road that if I cancel a trip, I'm going to move on to a much better prospect where I'm going to probably make more money because I'm in a much better mood. I'm not irritated that I got ignored. I'm not irritated because this person had an attitude. I'm not irritated by waiting too long. I don't know if I said that already. But what I'm saying is that attitude, is going to move on. I can make those decisions and empower myself and make myself feel better and bump my mood up. That way that I feel better and I end up making more money throughout the whole entire day. And then therefore, averagely, I'm going to be making more money per week. So if this resonates with you, if you like this kind of message, if you want it explained more, if you don't really understand what I mean, just remember that you got to look internally for the answer. I can't give you, personal answers. If you don't understand this, you could look into it. But definitely ask me a question. I'll let you know if I can answer it or if it's something that you should look internally for. Because I am not a guru, okay? But I do think attitude is everything with this. I think that there is no limit to how much money you can make with this. I do understand. You also have to understand the algorithm and how to manipulate that algorithm to work with you. So if you don't understand any of those things, please ask. I do know, what's his name? I've referred to him before in a previous video. He has really great videos about like all of those little tricks and tweaks that you can actually do on your trip. But nothing will improve your earnings like an attitude check. I'm telling you right now. And that can even help you with a normal standard job. That can help you with your relationships with the people you're in. And it can also help your interactions with these people online where you can just block them or ignore them. You can probably try to reason with them, but the truth is that some people just won't ever get the message. So I hope that you got the message. I hope that you make as much money as you would love. Yeah, and I have my TV. That's what all the flashing is. Okay? So let me know if there's any questions you have about the subject or whatnot. And I'm back, so I'm going to be making more videos. So yeah.